What's up, guys? Today we're playing Epic 7, and today we're going into Labyrinth to defeat Executioner Karkanis in Nightmare mode. This boss is much harder than his Hell Raid counterpart, so make sure that you're very comfortable with this fight. Also, this might include some heroes that you don't otherwise use. I know it did for me, so you might have to build heroes that maybe you don't have already in use. We're going to be showing our team, including the stats and the full battle, and I'll put some other heroes in the description in case you don't have the ones I'm using today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this video helps you. Give me a like so other people just like you can find it as well. Until next time, happy hunting and good luck on your battles. Before we get into the boss battle, let's talk a little bit about why you would even want to do Nightmare mode. I feel like this was a lost communication, and it could have been described a lot better to the players why you would even want to do it. To figure that out, we have to go to the reward section, so we're going to go in and we're going to go to Boss Guide. If you look at this initial boss, they have 3 different items that they can drop, and then also the Galaxy bookmark. The additional items are from very specific sets, and the effect is random, which means that you could get things that are garbage, or you could get something that's really great. You just don't know. The Galaxy bookmark is guaranteed, which I do like, and also what they don't have listed here is an epic artifact charm. This is something we used to have to buy in our normal raid. Now they give it to you for free, which is really great because you can never have enough artifact charms. Going into our Nightmare mode, this is really where we're going to be seeing the difference between Hell and Nightmare. Going into our boss guide, we can see that there are immediately many more drops that can happen in the Nightmare mode. One thing that we don't see here is we don't see the Galaxy bookmark, and we also don't see the epic artifact charm, but just know that those also drop on these bosses. The main thing is that all these pieces of gear are going to show the exact sub stats. It's no longer random. You're going to know exactly what's going to drop any given time that you go into Nightmare mode. Some of this gear can be very good, but some of it not so much. If we take this weapon for example, a 31 equipment score is really what I would expect from level 85 gear that can be reforged, but not so much from level 88. So this is not something that I would even waste time on. You might speed check it, and then that's about it. As we move on, 37 equipment score, really actually pretty good. It's almost max stats. And then 42 max sub stats, very good, but the rest of this is looking at really subpar for a level 88 gear. So coming into your Nightmare mode, I mean, if we could drop this helmet every single time, that would be amazing, but maybe a little too OP. Just know that every one of these bosses has a chance to drop something really great, but also a chance to drop something that's not so great that you might just want to sell. Still, that's going to be better probability than doing regular Hell Raid, where you could get anything. You can get combinations that don't make sense. You can get low rolls. You just don't know what it's going to be. Karkanis was a difficult battle. I expected this one to be easy, and I found it a little bit challenging. Not as challenging as Queen, but definitely more challenging than the others. You have to bring in a full water team, and my main damage dealer is going to be Choux. Now, this is my normal Choux build. I run her all the time in a lot of content. She is really amazing. If you don't have Choux build, you definitely need her. The only thing that I changed is I put her onto Daydream Joker, and this worked out really well. She does a ton of damage when you get into the last bit of the fight, when you're under a lot of pressure to beat the boss. Daydream Joker really does come in clutch, and I really do like it. In my opinion, for her exclusive equipment, you only run her on the number 1 to activate that extra chance. Some people run her onto number 3, but in my opinion, you only run her onto Chop. I think that she will work really well for you. Also, I built a Ran. I know he is super. I'm embarrassed. I don't run Ran. Okay, I don't play with Ran. I don't have enough speed to make a good Ran, so I just choose not to even use him. He's on just whatever gear I had left over. What you want is just for him to cycle and for him to have close to 85% effectiveness. That way you're able to land those debuffs. So what do I want from Ran? Well, Rand does a couple of great things. The first thing is that he grants immunity, which is really nice, and he's also able to defense break and to break the boss out of their stealth. You need a hero skill to be able to break the boss out of stealth, and he dispels buffs from the enemy while also inflicting defense break. So he's really, really good. And of course, we're using him onto RNL for that extra percent chance to proc. I don't have a max RNL. If you do, that I think is his best in the slot. Build up your normal ran that you use for PvP, but try and give him some effectiveness. You can ignore here, so maybe it doesn't matter very much, but I used my souls for Choux. If you don't mind using souls for your ran, he's going to help you quite a lot. Break that boss out so that you're able to constantly do damage to him. And next up, we're going to talk about Soul Weavers, of course. We have buffs or debuffs that land from the boss, and we want to be able to remove them. And so for that, I brought in Angelic Montmorency. This is my normal everyday build. She's using even level 71 gear. That is so bad, but she works out just fine on this type of stats. She's very user friendly, and I do like her. She cannot be debuffed because she has over 200% effect resist, and she can remove debuffs on all of her skills, keeping all of your heroes alive. I also brought in DN. I thought that I would need to have a lot of damage mitigation. I don't necessarily think that I needed it, but DN was used in this fight, and she didn't really slow me down at all. She has about 200% effect resist once we factor in the artifact, which is good. And for her exclusive equipment, I run her onto number 3 all the time for the extra combat readiness boost. One thing I do like about her is she does bring in critical hit resistance, which can be great so that you're not getting constantly blasted by the boss. And she has a shield onto her S2, and again, removing those debuffs so that we're not blasted. This boss is going to hit you with a debuff right when the battle starts, and it's going to kill your passive abilities. That's okay because our team doesn't have passives. Ran and Choux are just so perfect for this fight. My Ran is a little subpar. You can build him just for this fight even if you're not using him, and you see exactly that gear is not optimal. But look how hard Choux hits. She's put in so much work. I really was not ready for this, or else I would not have used her S3. The problem now is that the boss is in stealth and he's going to heal, and I don't have a way to break him out of stealth because I already used the S3 from Ran and the S3 from the Choux. At this point, maybe it's a better idea if we bring in an additional hero with an AoE ability instead of DN. Arky does not remove him from stealth, and you can see that. He does do damage, but does not remove from stealth. You must have a hero that does an AoE skill, or else he'll just heal up all the way to full again. I was not prepared for how fast he would drop with Choux hitting him, and then we got caught a little bit flat-footed, but that's okay, we're going to recover.
Is it my turn?
I always give my all.
Let's advance together.
Unfortunately here, what we have to do is cycle quite a few turns. We need to bring in those AoEs, we need to have a way to bust him out of stealth, and as you can see, once he heals up to a certain amount, that stealth is no longer active. The problem is now that we basically have to start over. You saw that we have a debuff on Choux, she hits the boss, he counterattacks, and then he puts down that defense break. So make sure that you're always constantly taking out those debuffs so that you don't get into a situation where he gets a lucky crit and then your run is ended.
Alright, show me what you can do. I'll take down anyone who interferes with me.
Let's advance together. Give me strength. We'll be done before my best. Even if it's just a little. I really want to help.
I always give my all.
I believe this is what the goddess wills.
Want me to take care of that? Take this!
25,000, no defense break. That is so amazing. She's so an OP hero. I don't know, I think they made a mistake when they released Choux into the world. Definitely, definitely. We're saving the S3 here. We want to make sure that we can break him out of stealth. There he goes, and now we're going to use the Choux S3 to get him out, and then we're going to start to wipe this guy out.
I will guide you through the light.
Let's go with the attack buff. That'll help out a little bit. Even if Ran is not the fastest in the world, he still hits really hard. I need to invest in him a little bit more. Maybe I'll get some gear, but Ran hits super hard once you can really gear him out.
How should we do this? Shall I get serious now? I'll take down anyone who
One
interferes.
bonus that comes with Ran is he's able to put up that immunity. So now the boss is going to have a much harder time with debuffing us.
Slash your justice in two.
Now we could have done a soul burn there, but we're saving it just a little bit. I really want to soul burn on Choux, so let's see how she does.
Please, save us.
I really thought that that increase in combat readiness would bring Choux up a little bit, and we would be able to take care of him with the defense break. But unfortunately, it does get cleansed, and we're going to have to go one more round. That was a little bit of bad timing.
Your pain away.
How should we do this? It's a lot.
All right. I believe this is what the goddess wills. I will do my best.
Now, one thing we can do here is use Arky. He's not going to hit as hard as some bosses, but 36,000 is really good. And if you can bring him below that 40%, he won't go into stealth again, which is really what I was trying to do, but did not end up making it all the way to 40%.
We'll be done before you know it.
Alright. Show me what you can do. I'll take down anyone who interferes. I'll show you the path.
Lucky RNL, he is so clutch with RNL. It's really, really amazing. Let's go ahead, we're going to break him out of stealth.
Don't forget this feeling of defeat.
We get the defense break, we get the extra turn, and there we go. So now we take him below the threshold, and now he's going to hit very, very hard, which makes it a big problem. We need to be able to cleanse all of the debuffs that he's going to put on, while also soaking up that damage enough for Choux now to go. So we don't have to worry about stealth anymore, but now we have to worry about maybe he's just going to wipe us. This is a really good time to start to soul burn Choux. She hits amazing. If you get a couple of extra procs, it's just, oh, 23,000, no defense break. That is so good. And the good part is too, you can just keep going. You can keep getting turn after turn after turn and making sure that you can now just take him out.
Want me to take care of that? Here
We don't quite get it all the way, but his days are numbered. This is going to be
Take down anyone
pretty much a done fight. I attacked there. I should have hit the ad. I don't know what I was thinking, but unfortunately he does kill Ran. If I were paying more attention, Ran would have survived.
Death is your repentance. I believe this is what the goddess wills. turn? That must have been painful.
We'll be done before you know it. Ha!
Let's advance together. I'll help you. Even if it's just a little. I really want to help.
Great job! Keep it up. Please help!
I will guide you through the light. Please, save us. I'll keep going. Over here! All right. Let's advance together. May those evils be punished.